We are recording.
Hey, welcome to the Fearless Freedom Family Call. I love saying that. The Fearless Freedom Family, man. We have the best family in the world. I'm telling you. Anyway, today we are very excited to have one of our own, Melissa Branagh. Took me 2 years to learn how to pronounce her last name correctly. But anyway, she is amazing. I met Melissa as she was, my husband did a custom closet for her, and she was in my challenge group. She was one of the people who never posted. And when it turned out that she signed up as a coach, I figured it was going to be for the discount. So that just goes to show you never know who your rock stars are going to be. I've got her and I've got Kelly, who just wanted to not even buy Shakeology. So, Melissa, though, has 2 kids. I admire her so much. Like, this lady runs a department for Navient. So she's got a whole bunch of people that she's in charge of, a department that she runs, and she runs her home like clockwork. I mean, that woman has her family's meals planned every single week. She shares it with her team. She has helped us on this team come up with meal plans, come up with systems. Really, honestly, I'm just super excited to have her speak tonight, and I'm very proud that I'm really honored that she signed up on our team, my team. So I feel very blessed for that. And Melissa, thank you for saying yes, and thank you for getting on here tonight. You are a rock on this team, and I am so excited to hear what you have to share.
Woo, no pressure.
None.
No, I mean, it's good. It's hard to believe that I feel like it was a January challenge group that I joined of yours. It was P90X3.
Yep.
It was like 3 years ago. And so Michelle introduced me, and there's really, I mean, I'm just me. There's not all that much special about me, but I feel like one of the things that I was really skeptical about at first, and even joining a challenge group, was Shakeology. And so I did a lot of research on it, and I feel like now that's kind of my thing. And this is kind of like not awesome to admit, but one of the reasons why I feel like I do so well in terms of volume is not because I am selling like 1,000 challenge packs to new customers. It's because all of my customers stay on Shakeology. And I have a lot of people that have stayed on Shakeology for years. So I have people that are still my customers that were my customers when I first started coaching back in, 3 years ago. 2015, 14, 15. Anyway, so I just thought, like, since Michelle had asked me to talk about Shakeology, and Angie had asked some questions about, or had asked some questions related to Shakeology, I thought I would just start by telling my Shakeology story, and then just kind of talking to you guys about what I tell challengers about Shakeology. So like I said, I joined as a challenger, and I was really skeptical. I remember having the first conversation with Michelle saying, she called me on the phone, and I was like, who is this lady calling me? But she called me on the phone, asked me to join her challenge group. And I was in a place where I was kind of like in good shape, but I was looking to kind of like take it up a notch. And so we chatted about the challenge group and what it was and how it worked. And then, she said that, okay, in order to be a part of it, I needed to buy this challenge pack. And so I was like, what's that? And so then she kind of walked me through all that. And when she told me about Shakeology, I was like, really? Like, I have to buy that to be in the group. And I had friends who had been drinking Shakeology for probably, a year or two. And I always kind of poo-pooed it. I was like, oh, it's in a bag. Like, it's probably processed and gross. Like, why are they even drinking it? And so she assured me that it was all clean and was, really good for your body and whatever. So, and I knew my friends drank it. So I was like, fine, I'll just do it. I'll try it. And prior to that, I had really had a big focus on clean eating because my son, when he was born, had a bunch of issues, like digestive issues. And so they had me on all these weird diets to try and figure out what's going on with him. And I finally just got on the computer and just read everything that there was to read about clean eating and why you shouldn't eat processed foods and whatever else. And so I feel like now, my kids don't, it's not a thing. Like, they don't ask for Kraft macaroni and cheese. Like, they don't want that stuff. So, we've gotten to a point where it's just like clockwork now. And it's not unusual or anything, but at any rate, I was really passionate about it. I learned a lot about it. And so then I was a little bit skeptical about Shakeology because of that, but I was like, let's give it a go. And once I received it, I started going through the ingredients and looking and seeing like what was in it. And I felt like it actually did have a lot of good stuff in it. And so I don't know if you guys have ever read the back of the bag, or if you know about the ingredients that are in it, like the individual components, or you've like watched all the videos and done all the stuff. But I did. And a lot of the things that I talk to people about, because I feel like one of the reasons why I did all this research is because I have a lot of friends that are just like me, where, to be honest, I don't really struggle with the cost objection frequently, but I feel like what I struggle with most is people saying that they don't want to eat anything processed. Like, I have friends that make their own kombucha, and I have friends that like make their own deodorant, and like, do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I have friends that are just really crunchy anyways. And so they're kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that, but they're making a smoothie at home with like hemp milk and bananas and chia and whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. But like, that's 5 things that you're putting in this smoothie, and Shakeology has over 70 whole food ingredients in it. So some of the things that I like to mention to them, some of the ingredients are Sasha Inchi, and I always have a problem saying it, but it's because it's full of amino acids and calcium and magnesium. So people that have digestive issues and stuff, magnesium is really good for that. And the amino acids help you in repairing your muscles. So, like long distance runners need things that are high in amino acids. So I have a lot of friends that run, so that's important to them. The other one that I mention a lot is maca, because it helps with endurance and stamina and gives you extra energy. And I feel like, again, with people that are into fitness and into exercise, those things mean a lot. And those are things that you're not going to like go to the grocery store and just pick up at the Harris Teeter, So I feel like you can't place you can place a value on it, right? Because everything costs money. But I feel like you can't really say, there's not a one-to-one comparison for like some smoothie that you're making at home, which I'm sure is great if you're putting all that good stuff in it. It's not as good. It's just not as good. There's not enough stuff in it. There's not, there's not all of those ingredients that are in Shakeology. And I'm sure you guys have seen the graphic where it's like the cup of Shakeology and then all the ingredients that are in it over to the right-hand side. And it says it's like $70 or whatever it is versus like $4.50. So I feel like, it makes sense. The other couple ingredients that I usually mention are cacao, which is a natural antidepressant, which I feel like is kind of for people that get the blues in the wintertime or whatever. It helps out. And that's where like a lot of the minerals come from. And then the other one that I talk about is Camu Camu, because everybody talks about how oranges are so great for vitamin C, and that like emergency helps you feel better when you're feeling like you're going to get sick. But Camu Camu has more, it's more potent in vitamin C than oranges or any of that stuff. Plus emergency is just gross. And I feel, and I talk to my customers and my potential prospects just like that, because I feel like, oh, sorry, I'm just looking and seeing I have these comments. Okay, sorry. So I feel like I go through that only if I get the objection that like it's in a bag, it's powder, whatever. The other thing is too, is that it's not made in a plant. It's made in a lab. Every bag is tested for quality. The other thing that I focus on is that it's all whole food, natural ingredients, and not all of them are organic, but some of them are organic, but they are all non-GMO. So I feel like people care about that stuff. And so I bring it up. But still, and even I'll still get comments sometimes on my Facebook page, and I try and like, if ever I post about 10-day Shakeology or whatever, people are like, oh, it's so expensive, if only I could afford it. And I'm like, okay, but that's all relative, because if you break down the cost, right, it's like, sorry, I wrote it down. It's $4.50 a day, okay, which, all right, that's fine. Maybe you're not spending $4.50 a day. But, Kimberly Wilcox actually brought this up and I feel like we had a call with her, I don't know, a while ago, where she made this analogy. So $4.50, maybe you're not going to Starbucks, or maybe you're not getting soda, or you're not doing XYZ, but do you go out once a week and go through like the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A and get a meal for your family? Well, I mean, a family of 4 eating at Chick-fil-A is $30. That's one meal, one time a week, and it's crap. I mean, I love Chick-fil-A, but it's not healthy. It's not Shakeology. So I feel like if you can put it into that context where like, yeah, I understand that it's not like, $4.50 a day sounds like a lot if you're not used to spending that every day. But when you put it in that context, it's like people do that all the time. People go through the drive-thru. People do stuff like that all the time. So I feel like if you put it into that context, and then you also are focusing on, instead spending money on something that's going to heal your body, right? So it's going to make you feel better. It's going to give you the nutrients that you need. It's going to give you the energy that you need to sustain your life. It's not just like some last minute dinner because you forgot to put the crock pot on. I'm not saying I've ever done that. But and then the other thing that I often talk to them about too is I try and like capitalize on, sorry, something's buzzing. I try and capitalize on like if someone's in the free group, right? Like if somebody does a free trial of Beachbody on demand, well, they have a club membership for free for 30 days. So like they're going to get Shakeology at a discount. So I try and just remind them of that before that 30 days runs out, because you can get Shakeology at a discount even though when you're a club member. And, then if you can try it, if you don't like it, you can return it, you can cancel your club membership. You don't have to buy it at that price again. But I think that 9 times out of 10, at least I found from people, that if they try it for a month, they'll be on it for at least 3. And I think that, once you're on it for 3 months, I feel like then you can really see the change. And after they're using Shakeology for a month, I'll check in with them consistently throughout the process. But like after they're on Shakeology for a month, I usually say, at least if it's a first time customer, I like to track when they're going to get their next shipment, even though now we get the email. That's nice. Or not we get the email, but they get the email, because it used to be that didn't happen. But I think that now once it comes close to the 30 days, I always reach out to them and say like, I just want to let you know you're coming up on it again. Do you, are you liking the club membership or whatever? Like you just have to see where they are at the time. But if they are liking the club membership and they are liking Shakeology, then they'll probably just do a quarter. At least now, like I had a bunch of people interested in the all access pass, but that's only available through the end of February. So I feel like after that, then it's like, at least we can get them, on Beachbody on demand for a quarter, and stay with us in the Fit Club. But then the other thing that I will offer to people, if they've been in a challenge of mine, is to have them join my team. Because, Michelle mentioned that she thought that I was going to join just for the discount, because my husband and I both were drinking Shakeology. So she was like, you're getting 2 bags a month. You may as well join so you can get the discount, whatever. And so, I initially was like, okay. But then, she was like, well, but then you could pay for your Shakeology. And I was like, okay. And so then I like got to know everybody and I really liked the team, and here I am 3 years later. But I feel like, you just never know. So I know that it's not something that we kind of talk about a lot, but I feel like I invite almost every challenger that I have to coaching if they're loving Shakeology, because it's worth it. I mean, it's worth it for the discount. Like, I'm helping them, I'm continuing the relationship with them, regardless of whether or not they end up working the business. Like, they're now my friends. So I don't feel good about it. You know what I mean? I don't feel good about making like however much off of them every single month. I want them to get the discount because like I care about them and I want them to keep drinking it. So, I feel like there's, 2 ways to do that. Get them and have them be a club member, or have them join your team. The other thing that I always say if people say no is, I ask them why, like what the objection is. And I have had some people that are allergic to some of the ingredients in it, but not a lot of people are. So I feel like what I usually say is, why don't you just try it for 10 days? I've got a group. It's 10 days, no strings attached. I'll mail you the packets, see if you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's fine. And so that's kind of like the way that I go through offering Shakeology to people. But I know that it works. Like, my dad reduced his, he was like a pre-diabetic and he was able to get off his medication because of it. Like, my sister lost 40 pounds drinking it and exercising, and she's somebody who hates cooking. So like, that's a perfect for someone who hates cooking. She would like drink it for breakfast or lunch or whatever. So, and then just reminding people that there is the bottom of the bag guarantee, so even if you try it and you hate it, you can send it back, or you can love it for a month and just not want to pay for it and send it back. I don't say that, but it's true. So that's kind of my spiel on Shakeology, but I wanted to address what Angie had talked about, or what Angie posted in the questions or in the event comments. And so she was asking about Shakeology versus the competition, and some of the main players like Isogenics and Herbalife, and what was the other one? I can't remember the other one, Angie. I'm sorry. But basically, Plexus. Yeah. No, so I have friends that sell everything, as I'm sure like you guys do too. And I feel like I like to look into it because I like to know what all the different things are, because I don't know, like I want to feel good about what I'm offering to people. And so what I'll say is that, just from what I've researched, Herbalife and Plexus are drinks that you drink and you have to take supplements as well. So they're more like weight loss supplements. Like, I know, for instance, Plexus, I think that's the pink drink or whatever. And I think that is you're supposed to drink it before you eat so that you don't eat as much. Like, that's not at all what Shakeology is. So it's not even really a comparison there. It's totally different. And then, with
Mind if I oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you mind if I just interrupt 1 second?
Go ahead.
One of the things about Plexus, because that's the only one I really researched, because I had so many friends jumping on it, is that one of the main ingredients in Plexus is Garcinia cambrosia, however you say that, which is a metabolism speed. It speeds up your metabolism. So as soon as you quit taking it, if you haven't changed your lifestyle and you haven't learned how to eat better, you're going to put your weight on. So anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, no. And that's like what I was going to say too. Like, well, so Isogenics, what I was going to say is that Isogenics is something kind of similar, where like you drink like 2 shakes a day, and then your last meal has to be like 400 calories or something like that. Like, you can't live your life like that, So, that's something that people do as a quick fix, but then when you stop it, we all know what's going to happen, It's just like the people who join the gym every January, and then in June, they're like sitting on the couch eating potato chips. Like, it's because it doesn't come with us. Like, it doesn't come with somebody who's holding your hand and walking you through how to eat, what the best exercises are for you, how to get your mind right. It doesn't come with any of that stuff. So like, it doesn't come with a coach. It's not teaching you about clean eating, and it's getting you through like a 9 or 30 or 60-day period. And then it's kind of like, that's it. So yes, they are effective. I mean, I think that they work. Anything could work. I mean, you could be on a 900 calorie a day diet and do nothing else but eat popcorn. Like, yeah, that's going to work, but like, that's not life. So you can't go on that. Well, and okay. So Weight Watchers, I have an opinion about everything, but so Weight Watchers, I feel like works for people because it works for people. Like it worked for my mom. Okay. And here's why, because my mom, if you tell her that she has 10 points in a day and a Snickers bar is 9, she will eat a Snickers bar and she will have a cup of popcorn and that's all she will eat all day. And that's why it works for people, because you can still eat the stuff that you want, but like, it's the same thing. Like, it's not teaching you anything. It's not, I think Weight Watchers tries to, because you can go to meetings and you can, it's more of like a group dynamic, but I don't think it's teaching you about the right kinds of foods, and it's certainly not teaching you about clean eating. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
And I wanted to add something you said, Melissa, or not even add, but hit on that she said that was spot on, is the main thing too is Melissa has a lot of knowledge of the stuff because she's looked into it. But you might feel like, some of y'all might think like, I don't think I could present this information, but the beauty of it is you don't have to present the information. If people really want it, like I've always said, if you really want, I have a great PDF I can send you or a video I can send you, but use your experience. Like she nailed it when she said like, they get you, like, they get a great shake and they get you. Because I had a woman today who posted on Facebook, like, all right, you protein shake drinkers, I'm tired. Are you health nuts? I'm tired in the afternoon. And I was like, okay. So I messaged her. I'm not going to post it on her wall. And I said, I don't know if you're aware, like, but I drink something called Shakeology and I would drink it in the afternoons when I'm low. And she's like, oh, it's like a protein shake. She's like, yeah, I drink a shake in the morning and I eat a bar in the morning. And I'm like, well, then that's why you're hungry in the afternoon, But my point is sharing the experience, like saying, oh, there's a coach on my team and she knows a lot about Shakeology. She was sharing these things with me. Would you like me to send some information to you? Like that, don't worry about having to get the facts perfect. But,
yeah.
And if they say, well, because I think it's you and it's the community, like she's saying, and the support piece of the whole package. I mean, like Michelle was joking on the side. I used to do Weight Watchers and I did the same thing, Melissa. Like if I wanted to eat junk, I would eat junk and then I'd eat carrots all day because they were 0 points.
Yeah.
So I would like 10 bags of carrots.
I'm telling you.
But I'd stuff my face with Easter candy and then eat green beans because they were 0 points. Like, so I never learned. But I think it's really good to educate ourselves, like she's saying, but don't feel like you have to know it all. Like no, we have a team that we can pull from. Like you could post, this is a thing, and Melissa could read it and say, oh, and share her knowledge. And that's the other beauty of this, is doing this together.
And I made a video. So I have like a 6-minute video where I'm talking about like what I've just said to you guys. So I'm happy to give you guys the link too, if you guys want to share it with people. It's just me talking about like why I started drinking it, what is in it that I love, why I think it's great, etc. So I can share that with you guys if you want.
I think that's great. And the other thing I was going to mention too is, like I've noticed Eileen, she's one of our newer coaches. Is she on here tonight? She posts a lot of comments a lot of questions in the Team Fearless Freedom family. We should not be afraid. We should not, I love that. I love that she posts questions and that we should tag each other if we know that there's another expert or someone who knows better. So if I saw someone Shakeology like that, I'd tag Melissa. If I see something where it's about a workout, I'll usually tag one of our workout experts or something. You know what I mean? But I do love that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Ask any questions. I'm happy to help. I think you tag me in a lot of stuff too that has to do with like working full time and stuff, which is fine.
I think this was really good though, how you presented this, because I feel like it's important for us to know more. Like I haven't watched the full Shakeology surge yet, but I want to watch it because it's something I think I'll listen to while I'm working out, because it's different coaches sharing, like Shay Stanford. I know she did a really great study with, did you see like her Herbalife, where she had like an Herbalife shake and Shakeology, and she put them in two things, and like after one day the Shakeology one was like green because it went bad because it's real food, and 3 days later the Herbalife one looked the same, like nothing changed about it. So she was explaining, like, that's why I try to explain to people, if it expired, don't drink it, you'll get food poisoning, because it's like real food that went bad, you know. But
you're wondering if this is real, just leave your Shakeology cup in the car underneath the back seat for a couple of days.
Nasty. But I like how you were explaining those things, Melissa, because I think sometimes, like, I would think, well, I don't, I'm not a science mind. Well, don't think, just listen to the stuff, because it'll build your confidence too. Like when people say things like the lady today about the protein bar and the shake, I kind of laugh. I know 2.5 years ago, I would have been like freaking out, messaging Michelle, like, what do I say? Like, I would have thought I had to have the perfect answer. But
I mean, I feel like you all know more than you think.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, I know we talked about some of the other products and stuff, but I would never, ever address it. Like, I know all that stuff, so I feel like it helps me and speak confidently. But I would never, if somebody said to me, well, I'm using Plexus, so I'm not interested, I would be like, well, I don't really know about Plexus, but all I know is that Shakeology is made with 100% whole food ingredients and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, I would never, ever say that Plexus is crap. I mean, I can say that to you guys. But.
Right. No, I hear you.
I don't know. All I know is one of the most powerful phrases you can learn, because, people love to argue. And people love to go back and forth. So if we want to throw a bunch of facts at people, they'll throw a bunch of facts back. The easiest thing to do is say, you know what? I don't know. I don't know about that, about Plexus. I don't know about that. All I know is that I used to battle an eating disorder, and my cravings were all over the place. As soon as I drank Shakeology for a month or even 10 days, I noticed I wasn't raiding my cabinets every night. I used to get bronchitis 3 or 4 times a year. I don't get bronchitis anymore. So, all I know is that I have more energy. I'm not out of breath running up the stairs. So that's more powerful. Telling that story of you or someone else is way more powerful than the facts.
Right. Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Michelle, you said I had 30 minutes. So I feel like I've
Well, we promised everybody we're going to keep the main bulk of calls to 30 minutes, so that if you need to hop off, we can respect that time. But people want to stay up and stay on and hang out, but that's awesome. So we'll end the recording in a second. But Melissa, thank you for coming on and sharing that. I will say you have an amazing rate of people who stay. And part of that, guy, is not just that Shakeology is an awesome product and she does a great job of selling Shakeology, but it's because her follow-up and her connection with her clients is real and it's good. Like when we sign someone up to Shakeology, one of the things we need to remember is those are our baby coaches right there, and we have to take care of them just like you do a baby. You got to feed them. You got to get up with them in the middle of the night. You got to pat their back. You got to,
Well, and I just want to also say, because I've also used all of the performance line stuff, and everything except for the creatine and like the sleeping one, I haven't used that one. And all of those are just as legit. Like all of them are clean. I have a good friend who is a dietitian and nutritionist, and she's looked at the labels and said, like, it's really good. Like she's bought Shakeology from me. So, I mean, and she sells something else through her practice or whatever, but like she drinks Shakeology because it's so good. And she'll use Hydrate, and another nurse friend of mine uses Energize. Like it's good stuff and it's not crap. I mean, there's nothing in it. So the other thing, Advocare with the Spark. So Energize is something that you can also kind of market to people who are using Spark, because the Advocare stuff is kind of like the isogenic stuff where there's like nothing real in it. And one of my customers actually did an Advocare, I don't know, did a was like a cleanse or something like that. It made her sick because there was so much stuff in it that wasn't real. And so she did the refresh and she got like a massive headache, but she did it and she felt great afterwards. And, now they drink Energize and they also drink Recover. So I feel like, all of these things, if you haven't tried them, they sell them in like a sample. So you can at least try them and see what they taste like so that kind of like what you're trying to talk to somebody about. Because I feel like unless you really try it, it's hard to convey exactly how it works, and I can help you because I've tried everything, but except greenberry. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're all really, really good. So, and that's another reason why I'm still a coach today because, not only because I love this team, but like I really, truly believe in these products. They are the best.
And the performance line stuff, I feel it's an easier market if you have people on Gatorade or people doing any of those Gatorade, like the pre-workout stuff is the same as the Energize. It's supposed to be the same as the Energize. I love Energize, and I would drink it before all of my long runs. And when I came home, I would drink Hydrate, and I never could tolerate the chocolate Recover or orange or whatever flavor I got. I didn't like it. My husband can drink it. I couldn't drink it. But the other stuff, I love it. I love the Energize. So whenever we call it our go juice. So whenever we're going out for a run, especially if it's the end of the day, we drink one before we go. And it's great.
What's interesting is now, first of all, if you guys have kids in sports, definitely have Hydrate on hand and have it be something that you're visibly putting into their stuff while other parents are watching. That's a great way to just kind of have that product placement like you see in movies. But I will say the Energize, I hate to say this, I don't like it. I don't know if my body amplifies things because I'm so hyperactive, like a yippy little dog, but and I'm the one that said that, so you guys can't repeat that because I'll be like, what did you just call me? But anyway, I get tingly through my face. My face is on fire. Your face is on fire too? What does it do other than make your face on fire?
It makes it easier to get through a long run and not get tired. It really does help, especially with running. Like I don't ever have a problem with the 30-minute workouts are never much of a deal for me, but those long runs where I'm doing stuff for longer than 45 or 50 minutes, it makes a huge difference for me.
Okay.
And I feel like I get a better sweat if I take Energize before. So I don't know that I need it, but I think I can push harder and I feel like I can get a better sweat when I take it.
Yep. You can go faster and farther.
Yeah.
I miss it greatly.
I'll tell you, on Saturday, I was just telling Kelly the first time that I ever tried Energize, I had done a video that I'd done a ton of times before, and the next day I was extremely sore and could not figure out why. And it's because I was able to push myself harder in that video after drinking the Energize than I ever had before. I mean, it was a video that I had done quite a few times previously, and then I finally realized it does. I tend to push myself a lot harder after I've had Energize, just because the muscle fatigue does not kick in.
Yeah, and Amanda, you're right. It's called quercetin or queer something, but that's what makes you tingly. Mm-hmm. But it's all natural and it's good. It's good for you.
I mean, there's nothing harmful in it. It just says not to drink it when you're pregnant because it's like a jolt of caffeine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I joke around like I put Hydrate in a bottle and I'm like, yeah, I'm drinking Energize. No. Because it did for Core de Force. I could make it the whole hour and not bonk. Like now towards the end, I'm still doing it, but I can tell a difference. Not like I'm not stronger, but I had more.
You're growing a baby.
Well, that's but I had more oomph. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end. Anyway, yeah, I am growing a baby.
But the Hydrate is a little harder to market to my older kids that have had Gatorade for so many years because it's so much easier on your stomach and easier to handle because it doesn't have that super sugary syrupy flavor like Gatorade does. So
Yeah.
my older kids who've had Gatorade for so many years are having a harder time with it. My little kids prefer it. And we like Hydrate better because it doesn't make you sick when you're running long runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any dye in it, which is really.
Yeah. Oh,
Although
it's trying to
saves
tell
your-
my 18-year-old son that is not working.
Right.
I still buy him Gatorade.
That is
And I don't let anybody else have it.
Jack's always asking me, Mommy, can I have some Hydrate?
So cute.
This was great stuff, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Does anyone have any questions before we hop off?
I have a quick question. Has anybody tried the is it the Focus Energy? It was what
April.
I believe April put a post in our team page about it. And I was wondering if anybody tried that, because we have a few in our house with ADHD, and I was thinking about ordering it.
I've tried it and I like it, and I notice a difference. Like focus in the, I don't have ADHD, but I notice a difference in the morning, like focusing and getting work done. And I will say that I've also tried bulletproof coffee. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it's like coffee with butter and coconut oil in it, essentially.
Yeah,
So it's like really low in calorie. No, but that actually does help too. But it's like oodles of calories, and it's a lot of fat first thing in the morning. So I would say, I like focused energy. My only problem with the focused energy boost is that there's only like 20 scoops in a container. It's annoying. So you have to order like multiple containers if you want it every day for an entire month.
Would you say, Melissa, like if you were gonna take it or let your child take it, you would just I think some people will just mix it with water instead of putting it in their shake. Have you ever tried it like that? No.
I haven't tried it on its own, but I give my kids Shakeology.
Right. Like I have same thing with Rebecca. One of my sons has struggled with like focus, and he won't drink Shakeology, but I was thinking of trying it and mixing it in, even if I mixed it with Hydrate, because it makes it
Put it in honey. Mix it in honey. We made Augie was taking whole cloves of garlic mixed in honey.
Hilarious. I just wonder what it tastes like, because I never tasted it alone, like by itself.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like.
And it's funky tasting in the shake. Like it adds a funky taste to the shake.
See, I never noticed it.
Okay.
And it was a little bit like more, I don't know, like bitter or something, but it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
No, it's not overpowering, but it
does
does
look like coffee, like a bitter taste like coffee. You know what I'm saying? Like
You
a
can
little
probably
bit.
mix it even with orange juice or something that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the same thing that Rebecca, we were talking about that on the way home, like giving it a try. So that's a good thought or question. Yeah.
I have had people try the digestive one too, and they said that is effective. So for whatever that's worth.
The greens one, I recommend when people can't eat don't like veggies. I recommend the greens boost if they don't like veggies. Because it's like a great way to get.
You're already having 5 salads a day. It's being difficult. I want to try the focused energy too, Rebecca. I think I want to try it. I tried it once before, but my problem is my ADHD is so bad that I can't remember if it worked or not. Serious, it's so bad.
All right, guys.
Oh, so
We
good.
went over.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? The 2 things though, the retreat registration form is up, and then just check the weekly forecast for all other things like.
Oh, well, the mentorship.
Yeah.
I haven't received any applications for the mentorship yet. So if you're planning on being in the mentorship and you're Team Fearless, go ahead and submit your application to me. If you're in Team Freedom, submit it to Kelly. Really honestly, you can submit it to either of us. But we're really going to dive into leadership training this time. We're going to do some more focused stuff. So if you want to really get some accountability with your BAT and your upline coach, it'd be a great opportunity.
And it's due next Tuesday. And next week, our team call is not Monday. We're going to chime in the Team Courage call. And Tuesday, there's going to be a guest speaker. So we'll post that information. So I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget those details. But thank you, Melissa. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't get to all the stuff on my list, so maybe another time.
Oh, man. We're going to have a part 2?
Well, no, I like put my bulleted list and I only got to the first one.
You have to come to retreat. You could do a whole breakout session. You could be our Shakeology.
Yeah.
We have our very own Shay Stanford now. We don't need her anymore.
No, but I watched like all of her videos or her stuff on YouTube. I watched like everything.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. Michelle, do you have anything else before I stop recording? Or are we good?
We're good. We're good. I'm excited about moving forward this year, man. I'm starting to feel my brain start to clear up a little bit as Augie's weaning. Y'all needed to know that.
It's all good. Y'all have a good night. I'll get the recording up in the morning. I mean, I'll do it tonight and I'll post it in the morning. But thank you again. This was really awesome.
Thanks.
Bye.